Going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? My buddies, Mark, John, Jason, I guess Curtis too. Chris isn't with us right now, but fellas, how's it going today?
Going awesome. We are so excited.
Amazing. Awesome. Well,
rumor has it you guys have an announcement to make?
Yeah, what is it? What's going on?
Oh, that's what we heard. That's why we came on here.
Right. Who's
nice? You guys can tell us something?
I thought you had something for us.
Well, I'll tell you something. So, guys, I'm so stoked that you guys have agreed to join us at eXp Realty, moving the luxury real estate brand from your current brokerage over to eXp Realty. And, dude, I don't know. I'm pumped.
Well, they may not say it, but real quick, and then we'll turn it over to them. These guys are legit. We're talking about a real estate team of 30-plus people across multiple states.
6 states,
that
right?
In the last 12 months, I believe, has sold over $180 million worth of sales volume. Yeah. They're a big deal. So I know they're going to downplay it right now and all that, and that's cool. I love them because they're not. They're not going to wave the banner themselves, but they're legitimate. They're the big deal. I know Curtis has the big screen right now, but they really have the big screen.
So we're going to put them on the big screen.
Yeah, I think as much volume as they do and as good a guys as they are, I think the story of you guys started with we went from a hell no to a hell yeah. I think they went from even worse than that. I don't even know, but we'll let them tell. So guys. Why make the big move to eXp, right? It wasn't like things were going bad. Things were already great. And then why do this and join the fastest growing brokerage in America?
Things were going great where we were at. We were doing good production. We were growing. What we began to see, though, is as the industry changes, as the market is shifting, that the place we need to be to put our agents in the best place to succeed, to have the most production, to have the best life they want to live, we had to make a change. And on every single level, after we got over ourselves, after we got over there was no way we were going to eXp. Yeah. eXp was the only answer.
Yeah, and as a team leader for KW, it's my job to find every reason not to join eXp.
Yeah.
Keep our agents here, explain to them why Keller Williams was the place to be. And it's true. I mean, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And every reason that we were finding not to join eXp became every reason to join eXp.
John, There's got to be dozens of people right now that are going to watch this at some point in the next couple of days and say, that guy told me never to join eXp.
That was good.
I'm already getting it.
You know what, though?
I can't wait to hear all the people that come at you with all these, this is going to be kind of fun to watch.
All the crap you talked about eXp, and then now you guys are joining, really?
And you know what? What I said was true. I never, bashed eXp. I just highlighted facts and why it may not be a good idea for them. And
there may even be a podcast.
There might be
talking about it. That I'm interviewing
more, right?
Well, I mean,
I didn't bash eXp.
No, you didn't bash it. It was just a compare and contrast.
Yeah.
It really what it was is at the time when John was talking about those things and we were looking at it, we weren't looking at it from a sense that it was the right thing for us, because we were looking at it as to why not do it. Why is the status quo the best thing? Why is what we have the right choice that we've made? And why should we stick to our guns? Why should we hold out? And, we're going to be among those that will be able to say, we held out through the rough time or whatever. When that was just doing a complete disservice to our families, to our agents. When we stopped and we really began to look at it, and it was, we'll tell you about how we quickly changed. It was about a 3-hour from 100% no chance was it happening in front of it. The most epic texturing you ever saw.
Oh my gosh. We'll never share it because
to just this, we were completely just.
It was like a resurrection, if we could almost use that word. I don't know, maybe that's taking it too far, but I feel like you guys were in the grave, like you had buried eXp.
Within 4 hours, a complete 180 from 99.9% absolutely not to, oh crap, we're going to eXp.
Yeah,
okay, so tell us some of the whys. There's some folks right now that are listening in, some at KW, some at other brokerages, some at eXp. What are some of the whys? Why'd you guys flip? What changed?
I'll tell you what changed. It was the realization that eXp provided us as business owners the opportunity to grow a business without the rail guards. Where we were at, there was an opportunity to grow, but you were being funneled in certain directions, and you couldn't just go create.
There were boundaries.
Yeah.
You couldn't cross the boundaries.
Without borders. As Blue Ocean at eXp, the framework and structure of the things we liked about Keller Williams were there, and they're ready for us to jump into. And all my conversations with the OPs and whatnot, not one time has it been financially related. Not one time have I asked for a better deal or not. It's all about where can we go to make the biggest contribution? Where can we go to add value? And
I was gonna say, John, sorry, all of our conversations that we've had over time have been, you guys are entrepreneurs, right? That's what's attracted to eXp right now more than anything else, as the biggest opportunity of attracting the biggest minds. But the conversations have been, how do we offer a bigger opportunity to the leaders on our team? How do we do that? And this is the biggest opportunity, not just for team leaders, but for people on our team. So I think you guys are coming from the right spot. Like, as we break through that ceiling, if you will, the opportunity is just as big for people on our team as it is for you guys. And I know that was something that when you guys really grasped it, there was a big deal for you guys, offering it not just the people that are on your team right now, but as you grow and as you do that, it's a huge opportunity for people you guys work with.
And it's not franchise. It's a culture of one. Now we get to work closely with Fred and Kevin at the same place, and collaborate. We get to work closely with Curtis. We get to work closely with minds across the country, together instead of against each other.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And like Jason, we've been in the same office a couple times through the last decade or so, and we've always had a good working relationship, and obviously been friends and helped each other. But I know for us, once we started talking about this, we were excited, you were excited over the last couple months of like, wow, we could actually take what we've done collaboration-wise and genuinely help each other's businesses grow even more than we ever have in the past.
It's so true.
I was going to say, Fred, maybe you can touch on this too, since you were one of the regional leaders in different brokerages. This isn't to take advantage of the opportunity. It used to be you had to put in a certain amount of tenure, if you will, and you had to open up that checkbook to buy the opportunity, where this, just even in the short few months that you guys have been here, you guys have built a bigger opportunity than what you guys ever had before in Colorado and some of the other places you had.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that I say, and I think it connected for the three of you guys and Chris, who's not here, but one of the things that I always say is that eXp, now that I'm here, right, I was also a hell no for a long time, but now that I'm not here, I recognize that it's actually a bigger and better opportunity than owning a real estate brokerage or owning a real estate region. And the reason for that, and I'm happy to name them off right now, and like my friend John Douglas actually wants the details, so I'm going to go into some details. The reason for that is, number one, I didn't have to show an asset statement to deem myself worthy to buy a brokerage or buy a region. Yep. I didn't have to shell out a big check or go send out a big wire to somewhere to own that piece of that action. I don't have to provide any of the brokerage operations or the brokerage services, meaning I don't have to provide all the training. I don't have to provide the platform. I don't have to hire the broker. I don't have to hire the people, right? And then
I'm hoping ones open up for you.
And then I'm not bound to the territory, right, Curtis? So I don't have a territory. I'm not stuck only recruiting south of Baseline Road, right, John? Right? And I can't put somebody north of Baseline for fear I might cross a territory boundary, right? And so I'm not bound to this territory, but I get compensated through some of the opportunities that eXp has, the same way that a broker owner or a regional owner does, but without all of that stuff I just named: the asset statement, the check, the responsibility, the overhead, the hiring, and the territory, right? So I get the same upside as a broker owner or regional owner without any of the responsibility. And furthermore, if I could say one other thing, guys, and you tell me if this is correct, but you guys are in multiple states. How many different cap structures did you have in your last franchise?
And that's
one for every office, because some of our states, we're in 6 states, but we have 2 offices in 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's a different structure at every single office.
So you were able to level the playing field. So to my friend John Douglas, who wants specifics, you're able to take a real estate sales team that has 30, 40 sales agents across multiple markets that used to be in multiple brokerages in multiple states, and level the playing field with the same cap, the same consistency under one office and one roof without having to operate inside the constrictions of a franchise.
Yep.
That's correct.
And scalability is what it really comes down to for me. It's my favorite word. It's scalable. And being able to scale fast and efficient and effectively is disruptive in this world. You know,
and right now, that's where you have to be. Because think about this. Right now, I mentioned that what we're looking at is getting into a place where we're able to help our agents grow and able to help them succeed in ways that's beyond just closing a transaction. Well, when you can take somebody who was previously paying $32,000 for their membership fee, that's really what it was. It was the cost of membership, right? $32,000 at one of our San Diego offices, and drop that down to $8,000. Are you kidding me? What it does, because that's money all back into her pocket. What does that do for her livelihood? And now what can we go and build with her, right? Yeah. Opportunities start coming to her because she now has money to invest in it. She's ready to go just tear things up. And we're seeing that in every single one of our locations, that being the case.
Yeah, and let's take an agent in San Diego that joins your team and has never sold real estate. Not only is their cap now $8,000 instead of $32,000, but on their first commission check where they're supposed to get $10,000, and after being at their franchise system, they were left with $6,400 at eXp because the company dollar split is 80-20. They're now making $8,000 instead of $6,400. And I'm sorry, folks, but that 16% extra is a big difference. So not only did you get the cap reduction, but the speed or the rate at which you're paying it out is lesser, which helps new agents get their business off the ground, which then creates more, stickiness, if you will, to your guys' organization.
That's right. And you'll see Chris Niederhausen there popping on. He's our other partner who couldn't be here. He thought going to see Gary Vaynerchuk was pretty cool.
Can you believe that? Gary Vee, you guys?
I can't believe it.
I think Tony Robbins is there too, so come on, cut him a little slack.
But at the end of the day, a lot of this decision was based on what we can do for our expansion partners in other locations, not what we could do here in Arizona, because we had options here in Arizona that were virtually the same.
Yeah.
That didn't cost us money, but we weren't able to help our expansion partners, pretty much what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. And that's why that was probably the biggest deciding factor on why we made this move.
And this decision took a long time, a lot of research, a lot of conversations. And even when we decided to even make eXp a potential, it wasn't our decision. It was our team's decision. And there was no way we were going at it alone and without them.
So check this out. Okay, John and I found out about eXp. I found out about 2.5 years ago. John was about 2 years ago. Off and on, I've talked with different folks, including you guys, about eXp. So that's where this length of time for investigating what it means. And we wanted to go well beyond the revenue share, well beyond the stocks, right? Get into the meat and potatoes of everyday living for an agent, right? Yeah. And when we started doing that, we were finding reasons to not go, as we talked about before. So even though we spent this 2.5 year time frame, everything was coming back still with us justifying why to stay and not make a move until we sat down and we had that dinner with you guys at eXpCon. We were at eXpCon, which was in New Orleans, the version of Family Reunion.
Had to drag me to, and I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, and I did not want to go because I wanted nothing to do with eXp. That's the honest truth.
And the greatest thing about that dinner, it had.
You guys were so pleasant at the beginning.
They asked us to join eXp. It wasn't a recruiting dinner. It was a conversation, a collaboration about where our businesses were
how to grow it. Because we have similar businesses. You guys are in multiple states, expansion like we are as well. And so you were facing many of the same challenges we were, and we're talking about these things. We're beating our heads against the wall. We've been offered the opportunity to be an independent brokerage powered by KW. And why we had to compare that to, why not eXp? And it's like you were saying, Fred, about the liability and everything. And Chris, he chimed in there about the reasons to own a brokerage is for return, right? And to provide opportunity. It's not for the liability. It's not for the potential of getting sued. And Chris and I are both attorneys, and I'll tell you, last thing I want to be doing is sitting in a courtroom.
And you don't even have a golden
Finally,
hour,
a
so
lawyer
you're
that
okay, right?
admits they don't want to be in a courtroom. That's
I
why
want to go to the courtroom.
Stop the broadcast.
Not your guy.
And what was crazy is at that dinner table, we were all sitting there, and I looked around, and I know Jason looked around, and we knew at that point eXp was the option and the place to be. And it was funny is as we got up and we all left and we closed down the place, they had to ask us to leave.
Stood over our table and intimidated us to leave. Did they not go?
Good. That's exactly it, Kevin.
We walked out, and Kevin and Fred got in the car and left, and we were still hanging there on the sidewalk, and we looked at each other and said, holy crap, we're going to eXp.
Which was exactly my thought sitting at the table. I'm like, I can't believe it. We're going to eXp.
Yeah.
Well,
And
if it makes you feel any better, as we moved from the bar area to the table, and you guys all went ahead, and me and Kevin look at each other, we go, well, this is gonna suck, but at least let's have a good meal out of it because I was like, you guys were as unfriendly as I'd ever been with you guys. I was like, man, who did they get beat up on the way over here? I was like, what's going on? But if we talk about the going from flipping it, right, is you guys are not good poker players. Is going through this. I was like, they hate us. They hate this whole thing. What's going on? And so it was awesome to go through that process.
Totally.
Well, maybe try to define their feelings a little bit more. I don't want to make the three of you guys say this, but there's a lot of attractive stuff at eXp, but there's a lot of things that need improvement. There's a lot of things that are in their infancy.
And that's what we want to be a part of.
Not polished. There's a lot of growth and pains that are still coming from a company that's growing fast. And so it's easy to look at it and criticize it. It's easy to look at it and compare it to something more established and poke holes in it. So I just want to contextualize for people, like, none of us are saying we're at eXp because it's perfect. They're not joining eXp because it's perfect. No. But you can flip it upside down and also see that that's where the opportunity lies.
Yeah, exactly. The imperfections is what we started realizing. That is the opportunity as entrepreneurs and people who can make an impact. That is the opportunity. We need to embrace it, not shun it. And that's when we realized we got to turn and run full bore right into this opportunity.
And to kind of what Curtis had brought up when we were sitting at the bar and he saw our faces and saw the mood and just the energy, we were tired.
Energy is right. Yeah.
I'll be honest. We were tired of being sold on
other
stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, are we really going to get this again? And it was funny. We had a conversation right before this where we got the truth and we weren't sold. And then we went and had dinner and we got the truth and we weren't sold. And that is what changed our minds.
Yeah. You know, I think the thing of the matter is we talked a lot about it at the dinner, and to Fred's point just a minute ago, there's no such thing as perfect. Like there's no perfect company ever. And if there is, run, because it's really bad. But like the reality is business leaders and people that are looking for huge opportunities, whatever those might be, they go and look for problems. I can remember a couple of my early mentors going, hey, let's go look for problems and solve them quickly and be that problem solver. And what you find is when you do that, you end up with more and more opportunity. And you guys saw that. Like, to your credit, you saw that and you realized, okay, we're just looking at this from this point of view. But if we looked at it from this side, there's something totally different here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for us. I'm excited for our team to get to be a part of this and to really have control.
At the bit. They're super excited to see Ingrid commenting on here. She can't wait to take the business to the next level. Seriously, our agents are super, super pumped and thrilled.
Awesome. All right. Well,
I want to share one more thing.
Go for it.
You trying to end? I think one more thing I think that's kind of interesting. You can't get off you can't walk away already with that.
I quote Curtis yesterday. Don't worry, I don't need to talk much. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. I think one of the cool things that you guys are going to have is you guys know the company in and out, right? And one of the things Fred's talked about a lot about is one of the advantages why they've grown so fast is because they did their homework. They dove in, know the company inside and out, are able to talk and explain that. You guys have done that. Because you guys have been recruiting against it, John, especially. You've built up multiple big businesses, and we sat down and we talked like the day after we announced in January. And I knew when we sat down, it was, you were working for the competition, right? You were recruiting against it. It was like, hey, tell me about this. What are you seeing? But it wasn't like you were necessarily coming over to the company, but I knew you were recruiting against it. But we've always had a pretty professional relationship with it. But you guys have done your homework. You guys have looked at it all the way and seen what are the positives, what are the negatives. And we've talked about the same thing, is this isn't for everybody. It's got to be the right situation. It's attracting the biggest people. But if you're coming over just because you're going to make $1 million in the next couple months and not have to sell real estate, you're in it for the wrong reasons, right? The revenue share is incredible, but the opportunity is because we get to do this. We get a chance to work together and say, I mean, you are two of the biggest teams, or three of the teams, I guess you guys kind of we all work together of expansion. And you talked about this is expansion that actually works. To be able to combine all those years of experience, who's going to compete against that? That's amazing.
Yeah, full disclosure, Curtis, when we met in January, I was pumping you for information. I needed
absolutely. I knew that. Yeah. No, and you were pretty clear about it. You're like, hey, no, this is what's going on. I knew that, but at the same point, it's like, hey, you know what? Part of why the company grows is when people really look into it, and you got the surface, but then you say, what's the benefit? And the benefit is the collaboration between everybody. And I think that's what kind of changes it from just the model to all of a sudden, why is it taking off like it is?
Yep. Really it is. And we're excited for all the people, everybody who sees this that's at eXp, hey, reach out to us. We want to know you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Come say hi.
Yeah. So on that note, guys, the best way is just shoot you Facebook messages through here. Reach out to you guys on a website or anything specific like that.
Yep.
You can go to luxuryintl.com, luxuryinternational.com, but the best way is really going to be hit us up right here on Facebook. We're tagged in the video here. Just reach out.
Hey, so is it safe to say, guys, that if people reach out to you and want to know some real answers and some real reasons on why you moved, that you won't sell them on the opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get it straight.
Glenn got everything straight from me. Rick G. Everybody's gotten straight answers from me. Don't ask if you're afraid.
That's true.
I would say that's for all of us.
That would be for all of us.
It's what I appreciate and respect about you guys. And I think for anybody to be at a company and only promote the good part of the company lacks some integrity, or at least lacks some authenticity for sure, right? And so I appreciate that you guys are very transparent, very authentic. Whether somebody really wants to join eXp or they just want to ask you questions because they want to know more, I know you guys will be willing to give them your time. And so reach out to these guys. They're all tagged here on this Facebook post. Send them a message, a group message, send them individually. I know they'd be happy to talk to you. And I just want to say, man, we are honored and excited to work with you guys. I never thought we would resurrect you from the dead. That a 3-hour dinner did that. And just for the record, not one drop of alcohol was present at that dinner.
Yeah. Like how Curtis said, how we stumbled away from the bar earlier.
There was no substances at all. This was just pure transparency and great conversation. And so I feel like we should note that for others that might watch it.
Right.
True enough.
Right.
So the strategy isn't to go get people drunk, I guess. Okay.
It came down to finally hitting the right reason, and there is a right reason for every brokerage, for every person, and it takes some time, and just keep researching it. If you think that there might be a reason, just reach out.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, scalability was the word that I took away from you earlier, John. And so I think if anybody wants to know more details on why and what your guys' scalability plans are and where you guys plan to go and grow from here, I'm sure they can reach out to you or just ask a general eXp question. So thanks for your guys' time, man. This was fun.
I would say last thing I would say is, even if you're recruiting against it or you're looking at it, you owe it to yourself to find out the truth, to reach out to these guys and go through, because this isn't about, everyone's not going to come, or at least right now, but you need to know what's going on. It's like if someone didn't know what Zillow was or anything else, like if you don't know the facts, get with these guys. They'll walk you through. It might be worth it for you. It might not, but you owe it to yourself to know what's going on to be a professional in the industry.
Absolutely.
A quote that John uses a lot around here, and we hear it a lot in the industry, is people are trying to find ways to save money. We weren't doing this to save money. We were doing it for the opportunity to make more money. Mm-hmm. And that's what it comes down to.
And our agents.
Yeah. This shift, the first reaction is, I need to save money. I need to hunker down. Mm-hmm. No, you need to make money now.
Folks, eXp is not a discount brokerage. I've heard that a few times. It's not a discount brokerage. If we're producing agents.
Yeah. We're not cutting our bottom line going to eXp. Absolutely not. But the opportunity to grow and, scale to the heights that we want to are there, and that's why we're making the move.
I love to see your team excited about this. It's such a big opportunity for them. Such a big opportunity.
Totally.
It is.
All right, fellas. Well, we'll let you get back to it. I know you're going to have a busy day the rest of today. And,
I can hear my phone vibrating.
The mean text message, John, you told me XYZ about EXP. How dare you?
I know.
We have sat on this.
Texting everybody, if he ever once said something to you about how he'd never go there, he deserves to
And
hear.
that's how bought in our team is. You know, when we made the decision, we told the team, it's like, I wouldn't share it. You know, do your research, but keep it quiet. I mean, it's for you guys. We don't need outside, chatter trying to, get in the way of this when we've already made our decision and we're doing our research and finding all the facts. And our team just kind of pulled in together, and it's surprising a lot of people. A lot of people thought we might make the move, but nobody could have put a finger on it.
You guys had a lot of opportunities. A lot of people were coming at you, throwing a lot of money at you guys, and it's exciting to be in business with you guys.
This has been a fun Facebook Live. I'm going to demand that we do like a 6 or 9 months from now follow-up with you guys.
Absolutely.
See how
3 months. 3 months.
Going and growth, and just excited to see where this goes. So.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Congrats,
you.
guys.
All right, fellas. Take it easy.
Tom, we're coming for you. Just want to say that. We're coming for you, Bob.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
tuning in. We appreciate it. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you so much for tuning in today and joining us. For more information regarding eXp Realty, we'd like to invite you to one of our Discover the Truth of eXp Realty webinars. You can find that information at kevinandfred.com/truth. Again, that's kevinandfred.com/truth. Thanks so much. Create yourself a great day.